Let's go say hi.
When we're at the doors, just be yourself.
Can I shake your hand? I'm a political TikToker. You are amazing. Can I just say that you are literally one of my heroes? Like when you everything you've done to preserve like election integrity in this state, and what you truly, you're an inspiration.
These guys are the ones doing all the real work.
But truly, you're an inspiration. I mean that. I could not beat it more, Adrian. It's such a pleasure to see you in person. You're doing great things for Arizona.
Appreciate that. Thank you.
So just a couple of main points that are really important for everyone. We want everybody to finish their lists. This is really important. You might have 35 doors on the list, you might have 40 doors on the list, but for every door you don't knock, that might be somebody who we don't get to go back to before the election happens. The last election in 2020, the last presidential election was decided by less than 6 votes per precinct. So those 6 extra doors that you might not knock at the end, that could be the difference between us winning and us losing here in Arizona. Make sure that we're, when we're at the doors, we're, being very, we're being energetic. We're meeting people where they're at. Have fun with it. Make sure to still enjoy the time that you're doing. Make sure that we're also recruiting volunteers. Because as we get towards November, we've got just about 4 weekends left here until Election Day. That's not a lot of time at all. Yesterday was 1 month away from the Election Day, and now we're really in the final stretch. So any volunteers that we can get just maximizes our potential here in Arizona, especially here in Maricopa County. Just a couple of don'ts for when you're out there canvassing. Please don't go inside of anybody's house. Even if it seem really nice, don't do it. Make sure we don't put any literature in anyone's mailboxes. Sometimes I do like pointing this out.
You guys, we just talked to Adrian Fontes, Secretary of State. We just met the Secretary of State.
It's not official. If it looks like a mailbox,
he's so cool too.
Don't put anything in there. So it's the general rule.
Like, can I die now? I met the Secretary of
and
State.
Then, so you'll all be getting a copy of the
pretty
script
much
when you pack up,
leave now.
When you pick up your packets. All of this stuff on there is pretty straightforward. You'll be asking people first and foremost, what issues are most important to you? This is a very important question, and the reason we always ask it first is because when we go and we ask about, are you voting for Kamala Harris? Are you voting for Ruben Gallego? We can take that first question that the response that they gave us, and we can bring that into those other questions, especially if they're an undecided voter, especially if they think they might be leaning towards voting for Donald Trump or voting for Kerry Washington. A real story I have about when I was canvassing once is I met this lady at the door, and she told me she was a lifelong Republican, and she was probably leaning towards voting for Trump. And when I asked her what was most important to her, she said that Medicare was her #1 issue in this election. And so I told her about Donald Trump and J.D. Vance talking about cutting Medicare, and you could kind of just see the gears turning, and then by the end of it, she said she was going to vote for Kamala Harris. So that's why that first question is so important, because we got to bring that into the other questions. We've got to show them that we listen to them and that we understand and that we care about what they're saying. And then just for some overview for anybody who hasn't done this before. We canvass here to 3 main groups of people. So everybody on our canvass list is somebody we legitimately believe we can get a vote from for Kamala Harris, Ruben Gallego, and Democrats up and down the ballot. So the 3 groups of people that we canvass to are low propensity Democratic voters, so people who, we know if they turn out, they'll vote Democratic, they just don't turn out as often as they should.
Tap the screen, subscribe, guys.
Are in there. And then the 3rd group of people is actually going to be Republicans. But these are people who our data team has identified as, maybe being more moderate Republicans, never Trumpers. There's a big thing in Arizona. We love our McCain Republicans here, right? So we try to appeal to a lot of those voters as well. All right, so yeah, for the most part, when you're canvassing, it's pretty straightforward. You'll ask people that first question: what issues are most important to you? Then you'll say, are you planning on voting for Kamala Harris? If people give you an answer, when you ask if they're voting for Kamala Harris and they say, I'm voting for Donald Trump, can't change my mind on that, and they're really stuck there, then we're just going to say thanks for your time and have a good day, because there's nothing else we can really do at that door. And so we want to make sure that we are spending our time talking to voters who can actually be persuaded. And along with that, make sure that even though we want to have those really good conversations at the door, we want to be really involved. Make sure we're not spending too much time at the door, because it's Arizona. I don't have to tell you guys how hot it can get outside. We got to make sure that we're finishing those packets, and we want to make sure that we're spending time with all of those voters on our list. We also have some talking points that will be included for you. It's a lot of things.
That's the Secretary of State, Adrian Fontes. So
to protect abortion rights, she's added 60 million jobs to Joe Biden to the economy. Since she took office. And of course, Donald Trump is talking about cutting Medicare, Medicaid. January 6th, he's talked about being a dictator on day one. All of these things that Donald Trump stands for and Kamala Harris stands for, there couldn't be a more clear difference between the two of them. And we definitely want to highlight that when we're at the doors with people. Anybody who's not home, and there might be a few people who you run into who aren't home. It's Sunday morning. Sometimes people are at church. Sometimes people just
tap
don't
the
wake
screen,
up until
guys.
like 11.
Subscribe.
Either way, we'll
Can
be
you guys
passing
hear
out
okay?
literature to everybody who is not
Yes,
home.
Julie, love you so
And
much.
even if you run into someone and they're there and they're talking to you, but they just don't really have a lot of time,
Yeah,
they need to get
after
going, feel
Jasmine
free to give them a
Crockett,
piece
Kerry
of literature
Washington,
too.
Jessica
It's
Alba
got a lot of
speak,
great points
like
in here.
everyone
You
here,
guys
we're
will be
going to
able
go
take a
knock on
closer look at
doors
this
in
once
a
we, get all
pivotal
the
swing
packets.
district. It's
But
going to
we're
be
handing
super
out
cool.
literature for both Kamala Harris and Ruben Gallego.
So
just
that's
keep that
what
in
we're
mind
talking
when you're
about.
there at the doors. Everybody's going to need
We're
an app called
pulling
Minivan.
people over
So
the
if you
line
haven't
in real
downloaded
time
that,
today.
please take a moment to do that now. Minivan is also called Minivan Touch. So it's just in your app store. You might have to set up an Action ID. If you've ever done any phone banking with us before or any canvassing with us before, you already have an Action ID, so you don't need to set another one up. And then before we kind of wrap things up here, I know a lot of you who might be first-time canvassers will have a lot of questions. So we will be here, me, some other staff members will be here to field those questions. We've also got a volunteer with us. He's back there. His name's Jose Alarcon. He's a fantastic canvasser with us, and he's going to be here as well to answer any questions that you guys have about the process. So if everyone wants to download that app, just kind of get yourself situated.
Again, that's Secretary of State Adrian Fontes, one of my heroes in Arizona. And we got to meet him.
If anyone needs help downloading Minivan, please flag me. I am happy to help you download Minivan. You need help downloading?
So again, we're waiting on Kerry Washington, Jasmine Crockett, Jessica Alba. They're going to be speaking, kind of hyping the crowd up. And then the in this district, which is very much predominantly Hispanic swing district, where we need votes. So this is democracy in action in real time in a battleground state. I don't know. It's just super exciting. Like, you could feel the electric energy. Again, that guy in the hat right there, that's Adrian Fontes. That's our Secretary of State. Like, if you want to know, like, him and our governor, Katie Hobbs, like, they have been fighting, to preserve the voter rolls and for election integrity in this state. And if there are two, and Chris Mays, like, those would be the three, like Adrian Fontes, Chris Mays, Katie Hobbs, like just super consequential roles, super important. Like, he used to be the county recorder. He used to control the voter rolls and then became Secretary of State. And I also love, like, we're not, this is like inner city, like central Phoenix, where I grew up. So or we're a little west of central, but I just love that we're in like a real place. where we need to have real conversations with potential voters. Guys, keep tapping the screen. Subscribe if you want to. Later today, I'll be announcing the next political event that I'm going to take you along to. It's super exciting. I was lucky enough to be invited to it, so I'll share that with you guys a little later. That's my plan for the next month, is take you guys along to as many political events in a battleground state as possible. And so we can see literal democracy happening in action. And again, we're waiting on Jasmine Crockett, Kerry Washington, Jessica Alba, etc. So like the live, share the live, subscribe, gift. Your gifts are much appreciated. All of the money I make basically is, I don't have a life. It's reinvested back into going to these events, buying equipment. I've decided we need some more vlogging equipment so we can interview people and make sure we can hear them. So any donations, gifting money and stuff will just go to make sure the production quality for the next month is even better than it has been. I know, this is so cool. We're in a swing district in central, West Phoenix, but this is basically where I grew up. This is not a nice area, this is lower middle class, poor, to low, to below the poverty line, and these are one of the districts that matter most. And all of these people here, in theory, will be knocking on doors after this in this district, where we need to pull people over the line for Kamala, which I think is so cool. Yeah, you guys want to see my outfit? Got the Hotties for Harris hat on. And my microphone on my necklace. I can't believe Adrian Fontes is just hanging out. I'm gonna go knock on doors. How awesome. I know. I got many compliments on my outfit. It is from the Democratic Party, so I got the assignment right. Yeah, this is just a strip mall next to a barber shop. Super cool. This is just one of the, I dropped my sucker. Oh no, I dropped my sucker. This is just one of the many field offices in Arizona. This is just a random field office. That's what we're waiting on. Jasmine Crockett, Kerry Washington, Jessica Alba, Marseille Martin, and I feel like I forgot one. Jordana Brewster. And I don't know, our Secretary of State is here. Maybe he should get up here and speak. I don't know why he's not speaking. It's so funny because that's what I find. It's they announce that Hollywood actors are going to be here, and then the people that are most interesting are never the people they talk about. I don't know if you guys know, yesterday when we met Jennifer Garner, which was amazing, by the way. She is very knowledgeable about politics, super impressive. Here, let me turn the light around. But I don't know if you guys heard who was speaking. Who was speaking before Jennifer Garner yesterday. That was Susan Rice. Everyone look up who Susan Rice is. That's one of the U.S. ambassadors to the United Nations for years and years and years. She's one of the policy wonks that wrote a ton of policy for many Democratic administrations. Yeah, Susan Rice. It's the black woman that spoke yesterday before Jennifer Garner, and I'm I can't believe they didn't say she was going to be here like that. And she said yesterday she's going to be in Arizona for the next month. to stump for Harris, for Kamala. So I'm assuming I've decided I'm gonna contact like some of the people, like the creators for Kamala people that I sort of work for the Arizona Democratic Party, and see if she wants at one of these events in the next month will let me interview her. Like Susan Rice is like my like lifetime hero, and she just was at that event yesterday, and everyone, like barely anyone knew who she was. Susan, what hasn't Susan Rice done? Like, look around. Oh, we have an announcement. Oh, never mind. They walked away. Here, let me put this on the tripod so I can stop moving my arms. Sorry, I dropped my sucker. I'm just wrapping it in a Kleenex, guys. Okay. Some people said they were gonna be here today. Like, I don't know. I got some messages from people on TikTok saying they were coming. What is the name of your sucker brand? Oh, Blow Pops. I like the red ones. Hey, Kate, what's up? Guys, tap the screen, share the live. We're waiting on Jasmine Crockett, Kerry Washington, Jessica Alba, Marcia Martin, and Jordana Brewster to come and speak. You guys, if you weren't here, I just met our Secretary of State. He's just chilling over here, standing against the wall. I don't know why he's not speaking.
Hello, hello, hello.
Hey, Cortina, what's up? Okay.
Hello. Is everyone ready for today? Excited? Yes, yes, yes. Good morning to you all. My name is Jessica Ransom. I am a field organizer here in the Maryville location. I'm so excited to be here. First of all, I want to thank you guys for being here. I'm just so happy to see all your beautiful faces in the spirit of democracy.
That's Adrian Fontes in the hat directly across the way.
For everyone who made this event
That's our
possible.
Secretary
I
of
want to
State.
show appreciation to all of you who have taken the time to be present and active in ensuring this presidential election goes forward in the right direction. And what that means is a positive transfer of power to Vice President Kamala Harris. So I want to begin by making a little confession. Can someone turn that music on? So I want to begin by making a confession. So prior to my decision from moving from Atlanta, Georgia, 1,800 miles to Phoenix, Arizona, I was simply living my life as a mother of 5, a wife, a small business owner, and just trying to make my mark on society. However, before I joined this campaign, I was not completely tuned in with the presidential race. But don't get me wrong, I was informed, I knew I would vote, and I was eager, but still a little reserved about wanting to participate. I worked for a Democratic presidential nominee campaign in the past when Biden was being selected. I worked for Stacey Abrams' campaign. And yes. And because of Stacey and the Fair Fight Act to end voter suppression, Georgia has turned blue. So those all contributed to why I wanted to become a part of the campaign. It was a reminder why I ultimately knew that I needed to join. But I was hesitant in initially doing so. And one of the reasons why was because along with many, on January 6th, I was really numbed. The fact that Trump and his supporters, they seem to move as they see fit, there are no consequences, it really put me even more in a state of numbness. And I know that's a lot of the sentiment we're hearing when we're knocking on these doors. So when I think back on January 6th, I knew something was already off because the day for me and my family, it started off with a tragedy. My dog died. Oh. You know. My dog was one of the happiest, most loving, and healthiest dogs you would have ever met. And so after that, we had an autopsy done on the dog. and we determined that my dog was actually poisoned. This was such an odd occurrence because my house, if you knew where I live in a very rural area in Chattahoochee Hills. It's off of the main road, and you really have to know where my house is and know that it exists to even come on my property. So for my family and living on this six acres in this very rural part of Chattahoochee Hills, I moved there because I was helping to develop a wellness community known as Serenbe. One of the things about Serenbe is it's a beautiful community, renewable energy, it's a 10-acre farm on the community, there's art, there's restaurants, trails, all these beautiful things. And so my land is across the street from where this community is. The significance in Chattahoochee Hills is that it's formerly Palmetto. Palmetto fought for years to make sure that Serenbe could not come into existence. So any and everyone involved in creating Serenbe was pretty much under attack. So the majority of the city, as I said, is extremely rural. Lots of farm, most of the land in general is owned by families, like generations of families who own these neighborhoods. So just imagine that this person's neighbor and that person's neighbor, they're like brothers, sisters, cousins, etc. So the main thing about that is whether your address had changed from Palmetto to Chattahoochee Hills, they wanted you to know that this was Trump's town. So the 6-mile stretch from my property to the expressway of Atlanta, there was an array of like Trump support. So you would see stuff like 6x10-foot wooden signs that say Trump 2020, no more bullshit. Or you would see a trailer from an 18-wheeler just covered in Trump signs. And the most passive-aggressive and subtle way they will remind you that you were not supposed to be there were signs that said, keep our city rural. So once Trump won, I experienced people coming on my property, shooting bullets in the lake, in the backyard. We found a human replica of a target where they were practicing shooting guns in the woods. And when I reported these things to the police, they would simply tell me, get used to living in the country. Oh, no. The most devastating event that occurred, excuse me if I get emotional, was when our house burned down. And we had a house fire, my family of 7, we lost everything. And since the pandemic and during that time, I was constantly contacted by people who were trying to purchase my property. So the house being burned down was that final straw of, let us just purchase your land. So bringing you all back to January 6th, when I turned on the news and I witnessed the nation's capital being attacked, I didn't initially put 2 and 2 together, but when I reflect back and knowing my dog mysteriously died by being poisoned and hearing all the rumors of the house fire and that not one neighbor reported when it was happening, it's easy to paint the parable of it being possible for pure hate to really exist. So when I heard Vice President Kamala Harris accepted the nomination for presidency, I was awakened by a strong sense that justice for our country could be served. And on an even personal level, generations of women, and for myself, Black women, we could finally be heard. I see myself in her. I relate to her stories of being raised by a single mom who was instilling determination into her children. I have a bachelor's degree in electrical engineering and mathematics, along with a master's in business administration and global management, and all of that is because of my mother. As a graduate of Tuskegee University, I also resonate with the pride of coming from an HBCU, similar to Vice President Kamala Harris and I. We are here because women like my soror, Shirley Chisholm, the first Black woman elected in the United States Congress, and because of Shirley, and because Shirley walked, Vice President Kamala Harris will run. And I am proud to have a hand in the victory to make Vice President Kamala Harris the first Black woman to be elected as the United States President. All right, and at this time, I'd like to pass the mic over to State Secretary of State, Adrian Crockett.
We met him a couple of minutes ago on the street.
Everybody ready to win? Yeah! All right, so listen, we've got a lot of great people that you came here to see. I am here as a statewide elected, not in my official capacity. There's the asterisk. And let me tell you how we're going to do this and how you're going to make sure that we do this. The work that you're doing because nobody has voted yet. right?
Right.
After Wednesday, people will have started voting. And what we want to do is shrink those lists. We want to be able
I
to
see
target
Jasmine.
as many people as possible. And we want to
I
make sure
see
that nobody
Jasmine.
is inadvertently coming to your house because your name is still on one of those lists of people who haven't voted yet. Because if your name is on the list of people who haven't voted yet, someone like you's got to go knock on that door, and you know you're going to vote. You know you're going to cast that ballot. You know you're going to make sure that your voice is heard. And so I've got a 2-word phrase that you need to keep in your mind, and you got to tell all your friends and all your neighbors and all your family and everybody that you know to do. Vote early. Say it with me. Vote early. Here's again why. If you know you're going to vote and you wait until election day, someone's going to knock on your door. That's wasted resources. Someone's going to text you or call you. Someone's going to try to get you to vote when you know you're going to vote. People like you, just like you, are going to come knock on that door when you know you're going to vote. If you know you're going to vote and you do, say it with me.
Vote early. This is our Secretary of State, Adrian Fontes,
To the
speaking.
3 or 4s. And then those people who only vote in 2 of the last 4 elections. And then we're going to be able to knock on the doors and talk to those voters whose voices don't always get heard, who are so busy in their lives that they don't understand. They can't get these messages because we're always going to the 4s and the 3s. Let's get to those 2s and those 1s. Don't be part of the problem, be part of the solution. And I will tell this to any elected or any candidate who's in here. There's a couple over here. If I see you
Jasmine's
taking a
right over
selfie,
there in all white.
say
See that in the
voting
corner?
on
That's
election
Jasmine with
day,
the white pants.
you will be on my shit list because you did not vote early. You need to vote early. You need to vote early. It's something simple. Vote early. Say it with me 3 times. Vote early. 2 more. Vote early. And the last one for fun. Vote early. Major Fort, this is your Secretary of State. Let's go win. Next up, ladies and gentlemen, I've got a treat for you. One of my favorite former council members from the city of Phoenix, former vice mayor, and the Democratic candidate for U.S. Congress, Jasmine Ansari.
She's amazing. She'll be in Congress.
Good morning, Mary Bell. How's everyone feeling?
Amazing.
Woo! I am so excited to be here today. My name is Jasmine Ansari. I'm the Democratic nominee for Congress in this district, Arizona's 3rd Congressional District. And I'm especially excited because we have a lineup of powerhouse women here to help us keep Arizona blue. So please give them a round of applause. Being in a battleground state, we have a huge challenge ahead of us to make sure that we keep Arizona blue, but we're also lucky because we have so many people from around the country coming here to campaign with us and help us and make sure we turn out every single vote possible. So our secretary just said we are just 30 days away from November 5th, Election Day, okay? We're extremely close. And I think that when I think about the urgency of this moment, it is about 2 very different futures for this country, right? So do we want a future where we are plagued with climate catastrophe and climate denialism? Or do we want a future with a president who is helping us further accelerate to a clean energy economy, to creating
That's Jessica Alba. Do you see her right there underneath the
Do we want
speaker?
a future where
That's Jessica
women
Alba underneath that speaker.
continue to have their rights stripped away piece by piece, where we do not have control over our own bodies? Or do we want a future where every
Share the
single
live,
person in this
guys.
country has the autonomy to make decisions between themselves and their healthcare
That's
provider?
Jessica Alba straight ahead.
That is the future we are fighting for. Do we want a future where
And
only
Jordana Brewster.
billionaires and the wealthiest corporations in this country get tax cuts and a break? Or do we want the middle class and working people in this country to thrive? I think I know what future I am fighting for. I know what future you are all fighting for. But 30 days, people, 30 days is nothing. It's going to fly by. And I know none of us in this room want to wake up on November 6th and feel any feeling or source of regret. So please, I am begging you, together we have to take every single moment that we have to turn out voters in this district. It's one of the lowest performing districts in the country. There are many, many registered voters who do not partake in our elections. So let's make sure we do everything we can to turn them out. Arizona, we are notorious for very close elections, right? Last time the presidential came down to
Richard
10,000
Ealy
votes.
or Michael
We
Ealy.
had
Do you guys know who
AG
Michael
races
Ealy
come
is from
down
like the
to
barbershop?
200 and some votes out
Barbershop
of
2.
millions
Michael
cast.
Ealy, like green
I've had an
eyes,
election come down to
light
39
skinned
votes
black man.
with 50,000 votes
Is
cast.
here
So
with Jessica
I'm
Alba.
telling you that
He's right
personal
over there.
connection with voters makes a big difference. I can tell you the night before my last election, I'm texting with voters I met at their doors. I'm further calling them. I mean, go above and beyond to explain to people why it's so important.
Yeah, he's
And
looking
together, I
good
know
from
we're
this
gonna
far
win
away.
this
Looking
thing.
good.
So I'm excited to introduce the next speaker. This woman is one of my role models currently in Congress, and I really look forward to
That's Jasmine in all
working
white.
with her. That's Congresswoman Jasmine Crockett.
Yes!
Let's give it up again for Jasmine. I'm so excited to welcome you to Congress. We're gonna get it.
We are.
Listen.
You are amazing.
I'm not gonna hold y'all, but I'm gonna tell you that I'm here out of gratitude. I just want to tell you thank you, because elections don't run without the people, and you are the people that are making the difference. Most people don't want to listen to politicians nowadays. They think that they may lie a little bit, and some of them do. They think they may be a little corrupt, and some of them are. But nevertheless, I know that you are standing on the right side of history. And as we are literally living in life or death situations and looking for real leadership, there's only one team that is Team USA. And that team is the Harris-Walls team. And I want you to know that y'all are the MVPs of the team. This is why you are here, because you are ready to go out in this ridiculous heat. And it has gotta be bad when the Texans say it's ridiculous, okay? But you understand how high the stakes are. And for people like my constituents in Texas, it legitimately is life or death. In January, our legislature wants to institute the death penalty for abortion. When I travel the country, I know we ain't got a shot in Texas, but I know we have a shot in Arizona. I know we have a shot in North Carolina. I know we have a shot in Michigan, Pennsylvania, Wisconsin. I know that we've got shots in Georgia, all over the country, and that is why I am going everywhere that I can. The only thing that I ask you to do is to believe. Believe in your power. Believe in the power of persuasion that you possess, because people will listen to you before they'll listen to me. And so as you knock those doors, don't give up on anybody. I'm asking you to be soldiers that are going to stand in the gap against the misinformation and disinformation that they're putting out there. We know that right now, in the midst of this terrible hurricane, they are lying to people.
Preach.
We know that J.D. Vance has made it clear that he will lie if it means that he will get the attention that he seeks. Right. This is not what leadership looks like. And the reason that maybe a couple of y'all know who I am is because when I sit in committee and they decide to have the audacity to tell a lie in my face, I make sure I clear it up immediately. I'm asking y'all to tell y'all inner Jasmine. And as you get on the doors, and you may have people. I'm not laughing. That's right. I'm not laughing. Y'all are doing a lot. You may have people that tell you things like their vote doesn't count. And if they tell you that, ask them to look at my first House race. I won by 90 votes. 90 votes. Let them know that every single vote counts. Let them know that they would not be pushing voter suppression and voter subversion if your vote didn't count. And finally, when they get out there and they tell you things such as, oh, well, she just went to lock up people. Well, that is the job of a prosecutor. I just want to be clear. It's about who we lock up. She started the Back on Track program, which reduced recidivism because she saw people as just that, people that can make mistakes. She also was the first Attorney General in the country to institute a policy that required her law enforcement officers to wear body cams. This is important, especially in Black and brown communities. Because what we are finding in the numbers is that Black and brown communities, specifically Black and brown men, are distrusting of somebody that is a prosecutor because of the terrible history of prosecutions that we have in this country. But I need them to know that she's one of the good ones. I need them not to be caught up in the lies that they're out there pushing. And then if they talk to you about the STEMI checks, tell them to thank Auntie Nancy. Thank you, that is. Just tell them, thank Auntie Nancy. Don't really challenge them very hard. Just ask them to Google. Yep. It was the Democratic House and Senate that pushed the legislation, and Trump slowed their checks down. Listen, again, thank you so much for agreeing to be on the front lines. I appreciate y'all. Y'all definitely have some actual stars coming up. So I don't
You're a star.
So the next one, I don't remember the first movie that I saw that had her, but definitely for sure I know that she's got
Jessica Alba.
No. That's okay, well yeah. But I was about to say, all I know is she got dance moves. That's all I'm gonna say. So right
She
now,
wasn't in
please
Save the
help
Last
me
Dance
in
though,
a
was she?
warm
Wasn't she in
welcome to
Honey?
Jessica Alba.
Thank you, Congresswoman. Hello, Arizona. Thank you all for being here. The work that you are doing is truly God's
She's
work.
gorgeous.
We need you more than ever. So much.
Yeah.
I come to you as a mother of 3 kids. I have a 16-year-old daughter, a 13-year-old daughter, a 6-year-old son. And this election, more than any, means so much to me because I want my kids to live in a country that reflects our values. I grew up in a working class family, my parents living paycheck to paycheck, several jobs each, and it's not that fun just to get by. And Kamala Harris promises an opportunity economy where we're not just going to get by anymore, we're going to thrive. All of us deserve a chance. All of us deserve to get the housing, the healthcare, the education, and the opportunities that we so deserve. I created a business in 2012, and I know how hard it is for me to get it off the ground. It took me 3.5 years of people slamming doors in my face, frankly, laughing me out of rooms. But Kamala Harris says no more. She's actually going to raise the tax incentives for small businesses to $50,000.
Woo! Tap the screen, guys. Share the live.
You can actually start a business or you can't. And so I'm here as a proud American citizen, as a Latina, as a mama, and as a community member. I feel so connected to all of you. I know we are all fighting the good fight. And thank you so much for getting out. These are long days, these are hot days, but it's so important what you guys are doing on your Sunday to be here, and I have so much gratitude. So thank you. You are in my prayers. I'm humbled to be here, and it's an honor to honestly be in your presence. So thank you. Amazing. Get out there. I would love to also introduce a friend of mine. I don't think Michael was in a dance movie.
This is Michael Ealy from Barbershop 2. Green eyes, light-skinned black man.
All right, I would like to introduce a friend of mine, Michael Ealy. I need to really get after too.
What's up, y'all? Man, y'all look good. Y'all ready to do this? This is so inspiring. Thank you guys so much. What's that? Am I single? No, I'm not. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Yeah. But if I give you a hug, will you make 30 extra calls? All right, then. Let's do that. This is happening. It's happening. Thank you. Listen, I think it's amazing that you guys guys are out here. This is incredible. This is like, I was like really low energy because I woke up really early to get here. But now that I see you guys and I see what you're doing on the ground here, this is so inspiring, and it's really making me feel really good about this election right now. So thank you guys for coming out. This is absolutely incredible. You guys are really doing the work. You are really doing the work. You are talking to people one-on-one, and that is the best way to try and change someone's mind, and that is so important in this election. This seems like it's a simple choice, but for some people it's just not. And we have to find ways to try and reach them, to try and access them, and try and get them to understand that we need to vote for the people, by the people. And this is very important. And you guys being out here, making these phone calls, knocking on doors, this means everything to us. Some of you have come up to me and said, thank you for coming. I'm saying to you right now, thank you for doing the work that you are doing today and every day. And I know you're going to do more this week. I know this is a Sunday, and you are out here doing this work. So I appreciate you. Thank you so much. I want to introduce you now to the one you've all come to see. The one you've all come to see.
Olivia Pope? Olivia Pope?
Yeah. So without further ado, I'm going to introduce, y'all know who she is. Since she shows up, you know who she is. Kerry Washington, please.
What's up, Arizona? This is so exciting. I cannot believe how many people are here. This is so thrilling. We are so deeply grateful. I want to tell you that I know some of you may be wondering, what are these guys doing here? They don't live in Arizona. They don't pay taxes here. They don't have to follow the rules of this state. That's right. It's country first.
Country over party.
Service. That's right. But we're here because this state, as Representative Jasmine Crockett was saying, this state has so much power. Each of you has so much power in this moment to really save the soul of this whole country. Woo! And so we're here this morning on a Sunday with you because you're here on a Sunday. We're here on this Sunday because we want to say thank you, and we want to say stay strong. We know how hot it is here. We know it's not easy. Listen, all of us have made those phone calls. All of us have knocked on doors. We know it is not easy work, but it is truly God's work. What you are doing on this Sunday is God's work, because you are reminding people how important they are in this democracy. You heard Michael say democracy is a government by the people, for the people. But we have forgotten that. It's like we expect somebody to swoop in and save us, right? To be the answer to all of our problems. And let's be very clear, when I look at these candidates, and I know when you look at these candidates, you know that Harris and Walz are two people who are committed to the people. They are committed to doing what's right by the American people. And on the other side, we have a bunch of guys who are committed to doing what's right for themselves and a bunch of billionaires.
Preach.
But they're not committed to all of us. They're not committed to those first three words of the Constitution, we the people, meaning all of the people. And so we're here today because we believe in the power of all of the people. So we want you to know how powerful you are today. I'm not here as Olivia Pope.
Yes, you are.
I am here because I want each of you to remember how powerful you are in the coming hours and days and weeks. And I want you to remember to remind your neighbors how powerful they are in the coming hours and days and weeks. Each of you has the power to transform the trajectory of this country, to make sure that we are taking care of each other. So remember when you talk to people that tomorrow is the last day to register to vote. Yes. And why this is important is because what that means is tomorrow is the last day that you get to claim your voice in this democracy. Tomorrow is the last day that you get to say, I matter in this democratic system. So what you want to say to your neighbors is, you don't want to give your power away. If you don't register to vote, you're giving up your voice. You're giving up your power. Do you want your neighbors to decide what you wear, what you drive, what you eat, how you work, what you get paid, what the environment looks like, what should happen to your kids, what books you read, what you can do with your body? No, you want to be able to make those decisions for yourself. And listen, reproductive rights is on the ballot. Right? The economy is on the ballot. Our environment is on the ballot. Education is on the ballot. Healthcare is on the ballot. When you're talking to your neighbors, ask them what they care about, because you and I know that no matter what it is they care about, we are on the side that is caring about them. So tomorrow's the last day to register to vote. Wednesday voting starts. So that is what we want to get out. We want people to understand their power, to remember their power, to show up. I want to just say again to all of you, thank you. I want to introduce one other friend who's with us, Glenn Close.
Glenn Close is here. What the hell is going on?
I don't know if you remember that Jessica, Alba, and I did a movie a long time ago together called Fantastic Four. And Michael Ealy and I think I've done like 3 movies together, and a TV show that he was that I directed. And what?
She's a legend.
And Glenn Close is a legend. I had the privilege of working with Glenn this summer, and I'm so thrilled that she's here. I want her to say a little something to you guys too. I know we're short on time, but.
Well, I'm learning, so I say, what's up, Arizona? Thank you for all that you're doing. And I'm here just to be here to help you go out into the heat, to know that how appreciated you are, how important it is for our country. When I'm home, and I live in Montana actually, a lot of fights that we have to do in Montana.
Go John Tester!
But anyway, every morning I put out the American flag because I love this country and I love what that flag stands for, and I want it to stand for we the people. And yes, I do. And I am soon to be a grandmother for the first time. Oh, wonderful. So your life changes overnight when you hear that. Yes. And it means that when I had my daughter, the first thing I did, the first political thing I did was the big March on Washington for choice. I had never done anything like that before because I'm, shy. But now I have a grandchild, and we have to fight for the future of our children and our grandchildren. So thank you so much.
Thank you
So amazing. That was Glenn Close.
Thank you for all you're doing. Make sure that when you're leaving here, I know you didn't just come to see famous people. So when you're going from here, you're making phone calls, you're knocking on doors, sign up. There's so much to do from now until Election Day. Thank you.
Guys, how amazing is this? There are so many people in here. I can't move. There are. So again, that was so cool. That was Kerry Washington, Glenn Close, Michael Ealy, Jessica Alba, and most importantly, Jasmine Crockett, which is so cool.
And then just quick for everybody, I can't emphasize
This is just a local field office in a really important swing district where people don't get out and vote, which is so
cool. The area where
cool.
we are right now in this legislative district in 2022.
Yeah, you guys missed Jessica Alba. I'll post the speeches in a little bit. If you missed Jessica Alba, don't worry. I'll post the speech.
6.5%. These numbers, if we bump this up by 10%, that's an extra 4,000 votes right there. And last time we won by 10. So let's make sure that every single person in here grabs a packet and let's get to it.
Absolutely amazing. Should we go? Should we go try to talk to Jasmine? Let's see if she's still over there. I know, so cool. So again, We heard from Jasmine Crockett, Jessica Alba, Kerry Washington, Glenn Close, Michael Ealy, and everyone here is here to go in a swing district. It's District 3 in Arizona, where people largely do not turn out. A lot of people are Hispanic speaking. We have half Spanish speakers here to go to houses where there are Spanish speakers and hopefully pull people over the line today. And I will be I'll be streaming these events for the next month as much as possible so you can see democracy in action in the battleground state of Arizona live and in real time. Let's see what's going on. Oh, they're taking pictures. Here's Jasmine. See her? That's Jasmine Crockett. Should we get a picture? I think we have to.
Yes. I do too. She's so adorable. Yes.
Yeah, I'm gonna try to talk to her. Don't worry, guys. I'm gonna try.
They walked in so casual, so casual. Wow.
Can I just say she is more beautiful in person? Yeah, she's absolutely gorgeous. Guys, follow me, subscribe. I'm going to be taking you guys to political events like this for the rest of the month.
But I'm sure did you want to go to the after party outside? It's at somebody's house. Did it say on the flyer? Yeah, I'm showing you.
This is real. Guys, we're almost here. You've got live headers.
One more.
I have been standing. Oh, thank you so much.
Are you going to the block party?
Yeah, wait, there's a block party?
Yeah. It's at Warehouse 215 at 11.
At 11, okay. Oh, yeah, then I didn't even know about that, yes. Is that right by here? Oh. Will you?
We've been waiting in line.
Yeah. Will you?
Is she coming?
I don't know where she's.
No, go stand outside. I just want to shake her hand.
Can I take a quick selfie?
People, let's
It's
go.
me! I'm a selfie! Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't see you.
All right, next selfie.
Me.
Next selfie.
Me.
Hold on. I promise I'm gonna get you. Ready?
Thank you so much.
I put my hand in it. One more.
Actually, go back. You're the best. Sorry. I'm just trying to leave. I'm just trying to get out. I'm just trying to exit the area. Yay! We did it. Victory. Yeah, that was Jasmine Crockett. We got a selfie with her. Guys, going to, wait, where did that woman say the block party was at 11? I need to, Warehouse to something. We did it. I know, I'm so stoked. Where did she go? I need to find out. Where is the block party at 11? Is it Warehouse?
Warehouse 215.
215. Okay, I couldn't remember the numbers. Thank you so much. So, yeah, we are at a Democratic field office. We just heard Jasmine Crockett, Kerry Washington, Michael Ealy, Jessica Alba, Glenn Close. What? Why was Glenn Close speaking? We don't know. She just showed up here and gave a very motivational speech. And then, like, everyone that was here, this is a swing district in the battleground state of Arizona where we need to, everyone is going from house to house right now to canvass and turn out the vote. And then after that, there's going to be a block party at a place called Warehouse 215 at 11. I know, Jessica Alba, by the way, stunning. Like, I can't even, words cannot describe the amount of absolute stunning. Guys, tap the screen, share the live, follow, subscribe. I'll be taking you guys, as a creator for Kamala, to events like this for the next 30 days. As many events as I can get to and have gas money to get to, I will take you guys to, so we can experience democracy in action in the battleground state of Arizona. Literally in real time, everyone here is about to go out and try to pull voters over the line. And I just got a selfie with Jasmine Crockett, so I think I can die. And, oh wait, and I met Adrian Fontes, our Secretary of State, who was like, he used to like control the voter rolls. Like, Adrian Fontes is like goals. Like, I can die now. I don't know if I need to go on after this. And then later tonight, I have such a cool announcement of the next event we're going to be attending. So I'll either announce it tonight or tomorrow on the live. at 8:30 Pacific, 11:30 Eastern. So keep following, keep liking, and then I will be in 1 hour after I go recharge my phone and things, talk to some people here. I will most likely be at the block party at Warehouse 215 to follow up and celebrate with everyone and stream that live. So I will see you guys soon. Stay cute and cool. I know I should wear more of my stuff. It's just all the merch I have is like crew neck sweatshirts. It's gonna be 106 today. Like this is like not a survivable temperature at this point. But how cool is it that I met Adrian Fontes, Jasmine Crockett. I can pretty much die now. So again, 11 a.m. I guess we're having a celebratory block party somewhere, and I will probably stream from there live next. So we're going out to canvass some houses, knock on some actual doors, and pull some voters over the line in real time. Thank you guys for being here, and I will announce when I'm live later.